some of them wear. So I had to make this big neck collar necklace piece for it. Because I was just like, this is just for a photo shoot, I don't have to go, you know, it doesn't have to be too crazy. But that was a skill I never ever thought I'd pick up on and, you know, use. And it came out amazing looking in photos too. Like, that's all it needed to be for. It didn't need to, you know, hold up for like anything crazy. And it was perfect, but what are some other stuff?
Well, and getting back to the photo shoots,
yeah.
A lot of people point out Photoshop as the bane of the beauty industry.
No.
But in reality, Photoshop is just one tiny aspect of what goes into having a good picture. And you don't have to be the prettiest girl in the room. You can just start out with having a good photographer, good lighting, decent camera equipment, learning how to do your makeup and your hair. And when it comes down to the moment of putting in the Photoshop, well, I never Photoshop my pictures, and I think I'm moderately photogenic.
I mean, Photoshopping out pimples, dark circles, I mean, that's fine, you know? Then again, I'm also a graphic designer, so Photoshop for me has never been an evil thing. I work in it for my 9 to 5. But, and it can adjust lighting. I mean, just say you were out in the bright sun at a convention like Sakura Matsuri, you know, you might want to knock the light down a little bit so you're not this glowing, like, beacon in the sunlight.
So you don't use lens flare?
Let's not say I don't. I certainly do. And of course with the Instagram filters these days, they, you know, automatically brighten up everybody's features. It's not a bad thing. I mean, I've never had a problem with it, let's just say that.
What's the technology you would have loved to have seen 5 or 10 years ago when you were first cosplaying? To do photos, to do costuming yourself?
A technology I would have loved to see when I first started cosplaying actually were the cell phone cameras and the ability to post my cosplay photos online while I'm at the convention. Because sometimes I'd get done with a photo shoot and me and the photographer would be so excited to share these photos, and we'd have to wait until we got home
You
to
tried
like
a 1-hour photo lab at the Rite Aid.
print them out and
you were grateful for it.
Oh yes, I was.
Alicia mentioned the dial-up days, and even 15 years ago, if you wanted to show your pictures from the convention, you took your 35mm film to the photo lab, got it developed in maybe an hour at the earliest, brought it home or maybe to your office on Monday to run it through the scanner, and then, yes, then you had to upload that via FTP to some personal photo sharing site.
And that's if the photos came out good. Remember, sometimes when you would, with the 35mm cameras, if you had the disposable, and you spin that little thing, and then the picture will be half of one, you know, legs from one picture, and then the head of another picture.
Photo lab for 5 years. It took 2 weeks. It took like maybe 2 days, but I was able to assemble someone's Voltron cosplay at like the age of 17 at high school, working after school at a Rite Aid 1-hour photo lab, just to ensure that it would happen because I loved Voltron that much.
So social media and digital photography it's changed cosplay for the current generation. But let's talk a little bit about picking ideas for costumes. So a great place to start is, of course, take your favorite character, someone that you just want to dress up as, and then no matter how good or bad your outfit is, you'll have fun. Another cheat is to find a character that looks exactly like you and dress up as them. And for me, today I'm Princess Peach from Super Mario Brothers. Dokudel, tell me about your outfit.
To go back into the store-bought versus handmade, actually I did not make my outfit. I purchased this outfit online. It is a it is a Galaxy schoolgirl uniform, and I loved it. I just like the idea of it being funky and colorful, and recently, you know, fashion trends Galaxy themed has been on everything. and
Just being Cosmos Spangled.
and blue is my favorite color.
Well, I'm cosplaying a humanoid sort of version of Applejack from My Little Pony. So obviously I don't look like Applejack normally, but I love her personality. I love that she's loyal, she's a good friend, so she appeals to me in that way. Plus, I picture her as just this cute, happy country girl, and that's not me normally, but it's fun. So, and kind of like you mentioned, my shirt is store-bought. I did not make this shirt, and again, no problem.
And now, even though you're not dressed like an actual pony,
No.
people have been running up to you all day screaming Applejack.
Applejack!
That,
It's nice when people recognize you, even when you're not looking exactly like the character, you know?
But when you abstract enough of the colors, they eventually catch on. Or the personality that matches, yeah. It's very fun when someone can sneak it into work, or sneak it into, like, when you just wear the right tie and the right colored suit, and you're getting away with it at work, and no one else needs to know about that. Just showing off the love.
Right, so another thing that cosplayers do is they'll combine elements from different subcultures to create an outfit. Uncle Yo, can you tell us a little bit about Convergent cosplay?
This ends up being one of my favorite parts about just the American fandom, is you can easily just Google, do a nice image search of Japanese fans, and some of them want to do what we talked about yesterday, screen accurate. I don't have the body type of, say, Goku from Dragon Ball Z, but if I stretch out the pants enough, if I do some bulk padding on the shoulders, I can make myself look like it. Screen accurate is very cool. It's a wonderful testament to the art, but there's also something really fun that American fans do, is we love taking something that we love and throwing in elements that also show something else that we enjoy. And the big tapestry costume I'll see with this is Deadpool from Marvel Comics. Deadpool from Marvel Comics is their go-to funny, silly guy. Yes, he's a master assassin, but he also talks to himself in thought bubbles that go against himself, in other thought bubbles that go against himself.
So, for those of you who don't know Deadpool, he's a character that started in X-Men, and one of his superpowers is the ability to know that he's a comic book character.
Yes, he's fully aware of this. He gets into arguments with his own writers, but as long as you've got the almost pseudo Spider-Man black and red going together, you can do this. So people will take Deadpool and think, what else is red and black? Harley Quinn from DC Comics, certain sports team memorabilia, and throw that together, and they end up just having a good time, because that's exactly what Deadpool the character himself would do. Or one of my favorite cheap Convergent cosplays was my friend was dressed as the Ninth Doctor from Doctor Who. Love Whovians, love when people take those little aspects and make a new costume out of it. He threw on a red Mario cap. If you played Mario from Super Mario Brothers, it's the red cap with a big M in the center. He went accidentally and got called out as Dr. Mario. Not Dr. Mario from the video games. He wasn't dressed as Mario in a white lab coat. He was the doctor as Mario. And that sort of thing is so much fun. Or when you just, again, take the color schemes and you do a business suit, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Or I'll see a big convergence with Sailor Scouts. I've seen online people draw the Sailor Scouts as Avengers, the Sailor Scouts as My Little Ponies. Get the colors and the costume design right, and it'll just work.
Yeah, like, I did a Twilight Sparkle. And everyone knows that,
Twilight Sparkle is one of the other ponies from My Little Pony.
And she reads a lot of books. I did a humanoid version where I dressed up as a librarian. Twilight Sparkle.
And you would get away with that the moment that someone recognized, well, I recognize these colors seem Twilight Sparkle, but you're holding a book. Librarian Pony, that would be Twilight Sparkle. When people get the joke that you're doing, it's so much fun.
And so, YuffieBunny, have you subverted or composited elements?
Actually, I don't think I have, unless I might be. I mean, well, this maybe. Oh yes, I did. Yes, that's true. I did. The Gaijinkas, I believe it is. An artist drew humanoid versions of the Pokemon, well, the main Pokemon, really. So I decided to do a bodysuit with a wig that kind of brushed out into what might look like whiskers. And I had little cat ears on, but for the most point, I was supposed to just be dressed like a little boy as a kitty. So, so I guess that falls under that. Yeah, I mean.
And I've done a couple of conventions dressed as a Lolita version of Captain America.
Yes.
Where if Captain America was a cute little girl, what would he look like? And